Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Today we're doing a quick daily dash. Today is a nice day. It's a very nice day. Today is I believe it's Wednesday. But okay, wait. First, it's almost Easter, right? So we're gonna do some Easter egg hunting. I have not picked up the eggs from the chickens in about a week, so there's probably a ton of eggs back here. Sometimes they just leave Easter eggs like all over the place. And literally you just gotta go like find them, but let's go see how many we can get. Alright, so look, we got 2 eggs right here. Are these your eggs? Whose are these? Alright, we got 2 so far. Where's yours at? Where'd you hide them? They're supposed to hide them in here. This is like what I made for them. And then you just like unlock this thing, and then the eggs are all supposed to be in one spot ideally, but that never happens anymore. These guys put them all over the place. Look, they're literally laying one way over here in the dirt. Nope, nothing under you, huh? This is not good. The eggs, or the chickens, literally eat cardboard sometimes, so I gotta get rid of this. So, this is where they're supposed to lay them, in here. But, basically, ever since I built that little area for them, they literally have never, even when there was like tons of hay and stuff in there, for some reason they don't want to lay them in there. I don't know, it's something about like the soil, like they want to lay them on the ground, but there's all the eggs right there. Alright, so we got about 7 right there, and about like freaking 12 to 15 in there. Anyone want some eggs? This is what happens when they lay basically 1 or 2 a day each, and I have 4. I used to have 9. So we end up with a ton of eggs. So let's pick them all up. If you guys didn't know, that's how chickens take baths. They literally like bury themselves in dirt. Alright, so we got 33 eggs total, and they're all different colors, kinda. You got like brown, you got like grayish blue, you got, I don't know, like turquoise kinda. Lots of eggs. Where's your contributions? You guys are just cute, huh? Nothing else, just cute and eat all the food. What do you do? Nothing? Just wander around? Alright, time to start the daily dash. Let's do this. Alright, we are logged in Green Valley. Hopefully we're gonna get an order. If not, whatever, we're driving to the gym. Pedro says he's at the gym every day at 5 a.m. or something like that. He said if I was gonna be like the guy, I'd be the guy at the gym at 5 a.m. every day. But Pedro, are you really at the gym at 5 a.m. every day? Because I am. I'm actually at the gym all the time. Anyways, alright, let's go see if we can get an order on the way to the gym. Is that what I think it is? Is that an iPhone? Hold on a sec. Looks like, I think I just passed a phone on the street. Alright, let's turn up this brightness. Thought I saw, this is a freaking phone. Found an iPhone on the street. See if we can figure out whose it is. Let's try to call him or something. Hey, yeah. Alright. That's a really random way to start the video. It's a freaking, oh my god. You guys know what this is? This is Pedro's YouTube recording equipment. It's an iPhone 5 from the 1970s. This is what Pedro uses. We found Pedro. Pedro must be around here somewhere. He must be, maybe he's moving down the street from my house. Maybe that's where Pedro's new house is at. Pedro, are we gonna be neighbors or what? Gonna live down the street from me? Dude, I found his production. He's moving his production near my house. Dude, look at this thing. This thing is shattered. But it kind of makes sense because it's around a turn that all these freaking construction workers, they're always freaking flying down my street. It's super annoying, but it's right after a turn. So I bet you what happened, because this happened to my friend before one time. He left his phone on the tailgate of a car, and it stayed on the car for a while until we went around a left turn, and then it like slid off the car. And that's about the area it is around that freaking turn over there that everyone's always going around. So I bet you one of those construction workers left their phone. Doesn't turn on though. It's probably like totaled for good. Yeah, this thing is free. There's holes in it and stuff, but I don't know what to do. What do you do with an iPhone that what do you do with an iPhone that doesn't turn on? Or I don't know if it's turned on, but it's got these one of those buttons down at the bottom, which clearly means it was definitely Pedro's, because only the super old iPhones have those freaking buttons at the bottom. Pedro, let me know if you want another camera. I'll send this to you. Or actually, I guess I don't have to if you're moving down the street from me. Alright, anyways, be right back. We're gonna drive to the gym real quick. Alright, so today we're gonna kind of talk about work ethic and not burning yourself out a bit. I've talked about this recently, but I think it's so important because a lot of people, like on this channel, we're constantly talking about building multiple streams of income, building something that is going, like building something for yourself. Like personally, I like building businesses. I have technically 6 businesses if you go by like how many businesses I file under for taxes. And technically we're going to be at 7 now that we have the dating podcast going as well. So that's my 7th business, but I will be kind of like slowly stopping doing the off-axis podcast. It just never took off. And the acrobatics podcast, I don't know, the acrobatics community just isn't big enough really. I think with the dating podcast, which is already getting quite a bit of views, I think it's really good content, to be honest, too. Anyways, but so like sometimes you start things like, I think I've started 9 businesses, like 9 or 10 businesses. We might be at 10 businesses now. But sometimes they don't work, you know? Like sometimes I just have ideas and I'm like, let's test this out, you know? Like 2 years ago, my ex and I were like sitting in bed and I was like, hey, can you think of any ways that I can like make longevity videos? Like not longevity, but like something that will last longer than just, because all I would do is Postmates tips and tricks and stuff. And then she's like, why don't you just make vlogs and vlog the entire thing? And that's what started the Daily Dash. This was back in like 2019, a long time ago. I've been doing the Daily Dash for about 2 years now, because it started right before, not right before COVID, it's probably like 6 months before COVID or so. Back in the middle of 2019. I should go back and react to some of those videos. I bet you that would be interesting. But yeah, so it's like sometimes they work out and sometimes businesses don't work out, you know? That's why I want to be that person, the juggler, that sees how many balls they can toss up in the air, because some of those you might catch and some of them are just going to hit the floor. Like I would say my original podcast kind of hit the floor, but you know what? I can take all of the money that I put into that business and just move it over to this new business that we're kind of starting. So it is what it is. The podcast didn't really make any money. I think we have about $111 in total revenue from just Spotify, but yeah, it didn't really take off. But like okay, I'm the guy who takes a bunch of balls and tosses them up in the air. Like I have 3 businesses that are doing quite well, and then I have about 3 that are just kind of like maybe gonna do well. But so maybe Pedro would be like a good example of someone who tosses one ball up in the air and just makes sure that ball he catches every single time, because he's really hammered down on the YouTube content, and his channels, I remember when Pedro had less than he had like a couple hundred subscribers, and he would comment on my videos like, yo, check out my videos and stuff. And I specifically remember going back and watching one of his videos, and he had like 234 subscribers or something like that. And then I remember I watched one when he had like 500 subscribers. So, and then I believe I started bringing him on the channel. Like, we did a couple live streams when he had like, it was a really low subscriber amount. But I knew, like, right from the beginning, I was like, this guy is gonna, like, he's gonna do well, because I could tell, like, within his, like, after the first time I interviewed him, I was like, this guy's got some work ethic, you know? He's pretty motivated. He's gonna do well. And, yeah, congrats, Pedro. His channel's doing super well. So, I don't know. You might be one of the people like me who tries to start a bunch of different businesses and likes to be diversified. Personally, I am that way because I like to go in seasons, you know? Like, for example, right now is kind of like the content season for me. Like, I'm spending a lot of time on content because we don't have shows right now. The shoes, I'm still waiting for them to arrive, the skate shoes, so I can't really focus too much on the shoe business right now. So it's kind of content, you know? And for me, it helps me not get burnt out because I'm constantly switching my my priorities between the businesses, you know? I'm always maintaining each one, but it keeps everything fresh and fun for me because I'm always doing different things. If you just spend all your time doing, like, eventually, I'm telling you right now, Pedro's going to go through content burnout. It usually happens around the 2-year mark. I would say the 2-year mark is when I started to burn out, and I was like, because I've basically been doing daily videos for the last 5 years, but there was a period where I took about like 3 or 4 months off, and it was just to the point where I was like, I just have no motivation to do YouTube. But also, YouTube was not my main it was not my main source of income, so maybe he won't go through that, or I don't know. It seems like everyone goes through content burnout eventually. You know, you have to freshen things up. There's only so long you can do the same thing over and over and over. But those people who don't get burned out and keep hammering down are the people who are going to succeed. There's people who go to the gym once a week. They freaking lift so heavy, they get super sore, and then they don't go back to the gym, you know? Because they were way too sore, and they're like, I don't want to go back because then I'm going to be sore for a few days. And then there's people like me, I go to the gym 2 or 3 times a day, and I just go for like 20 minutes each. Like, I work out for like 20 minutes, and then I'll usually do stretching, cool down, cryotherapy, and then the sauna. But I'm like, you can ask the people at the UFC gym, like, how often do you come here? I'm like, every time I pass by the gym, I stop in. Because for me, it's about getting as many reps in as possible. For us, a hobby, George St. Pierre's best fighter of all time, his coach has this theory on, at the end of okay, if you have 2 clients, let's say they're personal training clients, or you can just, I'm just going to relate it to personal training because I'm a personal trainer and that's what I do. So you have 2 people, right? We're going to see how many pull-ups you can do. You have 7 days, right? On day 1, I have my client do as many pull-ups as they can do. They do, the max amount of pull-ups they are able to do is 7. But after they do 7 that one day, they're so sore and exhausted for the next 3 days that they can't do anything. And then on day number 4, when they can finally do pull-ups again, we do 8. At the end of the week, but they're gonna be so sore again, right? At the end of the week, they've only done 15 pull-ups, right? Versus if I have you do 4 pull-ups every single day for the entire week, 4 pull-ups a day for 7 days. Had to do some math real quick. That's 28 pull-ups. You did almost twice as many pull-ups because you were consistent and you were just chipping away a little bit every single day versus burning yourself out. Like, if you put too much, another example would be editing or YouTube content, you know? If you put too much work into your videos at first, you're gonna be burnt out. I was burnt out after year one because I used to make vlogs. They were cinematic vlogs with, I would use my drones, my glide cams. I would have like a little cinematic commercial-like section where the content was like just super edited and well done. And it would take me like 8 hours to edit my videos at first. And I burnt out, and I was like, I was trying to be Casey Neistat. Does anyone ever watch Casey Neistat? Let me know in the comments down below. He was my inspiration from YouTube, for YouTube. So for those of you who don't know, this is how I got started on YouTube, by the way. I've had a YouTube channel since I was 13 years old, basically. I started in like 2003 or so when YouTube first came out. But I didn't take YouTube seriously because Razor, the scooter company, pre-workout makes your face itch. Gotta get into the gym, but I gotta tell you the story real quick. This is how I started YouTube. So in 2009 or so, when Razor first sponsored me, they would pay me like $200 to $500 to go to the skate park and film videos. So obviously I gave up on my own YouTube channel because I was like, well, freaking Razor's gonna pay me. Like, I was making good money to go to the skate park. You know, it only takes a couple hours to film a YouTube video. So I'd make really good money for YouTube content for Razor. So I just didn't do my own channel. And then in about 2016, I started my first business, and that was a social media business. So from 2013 through 2015, I was Razor's content director, basically social media manager. I would manage what kind of content we were gonna like create that week, where we are putting the content, like Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. This is like a long time ago before there was even like Facebook ads, and I was really good at making numbers happen for social media. So anyways, so in 2015, I was just like, I cannot sit in an office anymore. I gotta get out of this Razor job, you know, like there's only so long you can sit in a cubicle. My job was essentially, before that, but there was a little incident where, okay, so originally I was the team manager. My job was fly around the world, sign autographs at Toys R Us's, anywhere that sold a lot of Razor products. We'd bring the team there. It was my job to schedule everything. We had some issues. One of the guys brought some weed on the tour. We got like, one of the kids told the president of Razor, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, that shut down the whole like touring stuff because they were like, we can't send irresponsible kids around the country in a tour van, a Razor tour van, and one of them brings weed or something, you know, like that's just a no-go. So anyways, after that, I became full-time content director and social media manager. Then that meant I sat in the office all the time instead of traveling, which I was like, yo, I didn't sign up for this. I can't work here anymore. And it was right after I read Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I started my own business, and it was social media managing. So I was managing content for different companies, and I would kind of essentially just take over their social media pages. And then Razor hired me back, not hired me, but hired my business to run their social media. So I got this crazy contract from Razor, which was over $100,000. My first year in business, my first business ever that I started, I was making over $100,000 to basically create social media content and pay my friends to like, let's make viral videos, you know, do crazy stuff on Razor products. And then the next year, they sent Casey Neistat. Casey freaking ruined my business. They sent Casey Neistat a pair of these things called Jets, which are basically Heelys that you put on your feet. And Casey made this video, like rocket shoes or something like that, where him and his friends were just running around like making sparks behind their feet with these Heely things. And Razor was like, wait, we just got millions of views on Casey Neistat's channel for free for just sending him content. Why are we paying Tanner all this money when we could just send it to YouTubers and get content for free? So they were like, they didn't renew my contract the next year. So in 2017 actually, January 1st, when they were supposed to renew my contract, they didn't. And I was like, uh-oh. So I scrambled and tried to get more clients and all that stuff. And I couldn't find anyone. Like, I could not get another client. And my money slowly started disappearing, you know. I had saved up a ton of money from that contract. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to be a YouTuber then. And I spent the whole first year making videos just like Casey Neistat, but like the extreme sports version. And I was like, I didn't see, this was the problem, was I ran through my savings and stuff because I was trying to be a YouTuber for the first year. I spent all my time trying to be a full-time YouTuber. The channel never took off, and I didn't make any money. I blew through my savings, and that's when I was like, yo, I gotta, maybe I should start like a show or something. But anyways, I was still doing YouTube. I've been doing YouTube basically full-time since 2017. But that was my story. Anyways, I'm sorry we didn't get a dash today. But good news, Pedro's moving down the street from my house. So maybe we'll do some collabs in the future. I will be in St. Louis, though, on June 19th. Because I got to be in Chicago on the 21st. So I want to be actually there on the 20th. So I believe St. Louis is like a good stop right before Chicago. So I'm going to be there. Gonna do a live with Pedro. Anyways, I'm gonna go to the gym real quick. We'll see if today's video is all about Pedro. We'll see if Pedro's in there, but I doubt he is because he doesn't go to the gym as much as me. Anyways, we'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. If you guys haven't yet, make sure you subscribe, smash the like button, and go to my footwear company's website, offaxisathletics.com. Use my discount code offaxistanner for 30% off. Get yourself some dope skate shoes. You can get the acrobatic shoes. I like the skate shoes a lot though. Like, they're very flexible soles, great for running around and stuff. I personally love them. So anyways, that, and if you guys haven't checked out my new dating podcast, we're about to film some episodes right after this. It's at the top of the description. Anyways, we'll see you guys next one. Thanks for watching. Drive safe and make that money. Peace. Also, quick side note, because I know someone's gonna be like, why didn't you just leave the phone on the ground? Why'd you steal it? You should have left it or tried to find the owner or something like that. I've been trying, see if you can tell, this thing doesn't, the charging port is actually broken, and I left it charging as best as I possibly could in my car to see if it would turn on. That way we could hopefully find the owner or something like that. I am the last thing from a thief, but I know someone's gonna comment that shit. But no, I try to charge it, that way I could like maybe turn it on and then find the owner if possible. But unfortunately, the phone is completely smashed. So I don't know, maybe I'll just go put it back in the same spot, but I really doubt anyone's gonna find it. Or maybe I'll just go through, I don't know. There's not really any point to having a phone that literally does not work, does not turn on, does not charge. So for those of you, someone was gonna comment that. Someone was going to. But now they won't, because I addressed it already. Anyways, freaking YouTube trolls. Peace out, guys.